very proud of that. I have to show it every time.
As one does.
Well, welcome everyone to the World of Cairne, Chapter 2, Episode 2.
Good evening.
Good evening. Oh, Wilhelm bumped out. And he's back. Welcome back, Wilhelm.
That was me being, I went to close a browser tab and just closed the whole browser.
Ah, well, it's good to be thorough sometimes. So, let's dive right in. Would anyone care to catch us up? And I tell you what, since I know this is a chore, I will offer a small unspoken bonus to anyone that can do it well.
Oh, no.
Any takers?
Challenge mode. Master Miss, are you interested?
Not this time. I'm gonna let somebody else do it because I mean I know I have my notes in front of me and maybe that wouldn't be fair.
Okay.
So
Okay, all right. I'll take a crack
get in
at
on
it.
that. Yeah. I mean I committed like willful manual murder last session, so I'm pretty sure I should be the one to get an unspoken bonus if you get my meaning, you know.
Genesis took a fascinatingly dark turn.
Yikes.
Alright, so the last session, our inaugural session of this new leg of the Cairne adventures, we arrived, our small little subset of the party, to the city of Abattoir, here on the edge of the desert. It's a dangerous town, we found out very quickly, with a couple of gate guards who just kind of didn't like the look of us. Didn't like anything about us, really. Maybe we smelled bad. We've been on the road for a hard few weeks on the run from the Wraith Guard.
Those turds.
We tried in turn to get our way through the gate and failed. We were saved by a last-second benefactor. One of Church's new darlings arrived. The living undead. Very pleasant folk. Showed up, was obviously well-known and well-liked in the town. Got us through the gate, hauled us off to the inn, sat us down. We were served the finest food and drink available, which is to say, potable and edible. We got some side eyes from basically everybody. I, in particular, spotted the near-invisible corpse of one of the Ogham appendages nearby. Hard Knock Town, really.
Abattoir.
Got our rooms, tried to set up for the night. That went wrong instantly. I took a desiccant to the chest from a guy who's watching the outside door for us to move around, while Wilhelm and I were trying to attend to that so I did not die instantly. Our dear, small, tiny Sorsha was in the middle of being abducted. That went over so poorly. You have no idea how poorly that went over. So we deployed all of our most violent assets to apprehend the two gentlemen responsible. One suffered an untimely fate. Very unfortunate on his part. Further inquiries, please direct to Genesis.
That poor man.
Yeah, he fell, so
He fell
into my hands.
Well, thankfully,
He's
shouldn't
no
have threatened baby.
He's no fun. He fell right over.
And most of us don't know that.
One of the babies. He shouldn't have threatened one of the babies.
Listener is aware of it, having hauled the corpse back upstairs, but he has different views on life and death than most creatures. The other lives, though. And what's most remarkable to most of the people assembled is that they both appear to be members of the Burnt Crows, the Shanakesian underground resistance, freedom fighters, terrorist cell, etc., etc. All depends on your relationship, really. One lives after some attempted suicide, well prevented by our good doctor. The other is dead, but that does not put him beyond my grasp.
Dun, dun,
We
dun.
enter scene with Genesis and Saoirse just having entered the room, and Saoirse just having realized that these are in fact members of the Burnt Crows.
Oh yes, and you remember what? Oh, go ahead.
Specifically, Saoirse was exclaiming like, "Oh my God, it's another Shanakesian! Holy shit!"
Do you remember what he said?
Oh, he said that the leader of his sect. I can't remember her name, but that's okay. You couldn't either.
I couldn't.
Sinai.
Sinai.
Sinai is not going to like this.
Sinai Oefre. Yeah. I made sure to get it in my head this time. So.
Yeah, you're set. You're set.
Yeah. So that is kind of where we left off. Very good, by the way. I will grant you a bonus XP for that. Very good, sir.
Hey, I'm fancy now.
Oh yes, bonus XP is always good, especially in this rather harsh realm. So that was a little bit of a cliffhanger in the sense of everybody was kind of like, "Oh no, what's Saoirse gonna? How's she gonna react?" You know, we just murdered one of her, her fellows. These extremely rare, harried people that were.
We? What do you mean we?
Being nice.
Genesis does not share credit.
Good point. Good point. Good point.
I built that murder with my own 2 hands, and I'm proud of it.
It's probably a good thing that Adetz wasn't there with you, or it probably would have been worse.
Yeah.
The two of you. So I know Wilhelm has struggled to keep at least one of these gentlemen alive. You guys are still in the basically toppled tower converted to an inn. I don't think any of you ever got the name, though, did you? Of the place. You saw the old medieval style sign. It's just an image instead of words.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have the description of that. I was kind of like trying to figure out what that meant, but
the traditional format is the blank and blank. Fill in with the nouns present on the sign.
Yep.
I don't remember what was on the sign, so this is a guessing game for you.
Oh, yes. This could be interesting. However, that aside, where do we go from here?
Do we need to know that? Like,
well, I mean, it could come up in conversation. You never know.
I mean, how do we know that we're choosing the right nouns?
Usually you ask somebody, but they don't like us here.
Somebody might correct you if you say it wrong. You never know. It could be a huge social faux pas that leads to your death. Or no, just kidding. I doubt it'd be that serious.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave that one alone. That's fine.
Well, we left off last time at Saoirse exclaiming that this man that was in Wilhelm's care was another Shanakesian.
Yeah.
And everyone's going like, what? So.
Yes, and he is awake, if I remember correctly. Still.
Drugged.
Drugged, yes. But awake.
Lightly.
Ish.
Well within tolerances.
Yeah.
So
he actually took the psychotropic pretty well, if I remember correctly.
Yes, he did, apparently that is his recreational drug of choice.
I mean, why not, right? He's had a rough time. So
Yes.
Where do we go from here? Sorcerer, you're staring at this drugged up Shawnacasian that was nearly mortally wounded. You've had a rough evening yourself.
Yeah. So I'm just going to kind of like sit on the floor, and I'm just like, I don't understand. What do they want from me?
He begins to kind of giggle a little bit under his breath and kind of starts mumbling about, you don't know. She doesn't know. She's this babe in the wild.
Listeners fussing over the dead one.
Just getting more and more upset. That's all I'm doing. Just getting more and more upset. My arms are crossed. There's a deepening frown on my face. Let's just continue this, shall we?
What even happened tonight?
Anyone?
Cassandra woke up and she had no idea what was going on, so.
Nothing you need to worry about, sweetie.
Sweetie.
These two gentlemen tried to take you the night. I am focused on the one that's still alive, making sure he doesn't do anything like his stitches again, or...
Yeah, one of them held a knife to your throat.
Oh, God.
Where's
Oh,
that
no,
spirit?
Why?
He's not holding anything now.
Is his spirit up here? Did it follow his corpse around, kind of stupefied, or is it back downstairs? We have to go downstairs.
Also, listener was attacked while he was in the hallway. It's some sort of dehydrating substance that was absorbing the moisture out of him.
Shameful. Well, we don't need to be staying in separate rooms anymore, certainly.
At least you do have one popular room among you.
It's way too dangerous.
How about them spirits, Church?
Well, that's confusing in this area because it's rife with them. Like it's honestly a little distracting from time to time because they're everywhere. Being this close to ground zero.
Well, I have a corpse for reference. I should probably be able to pick this one out.
Yeah. You're going to look for him in particular?
Yes.
Give me a perception check.
There you are.
Very good. His spirit's actually peeking around the doorway, like watching you guys.
Listener, he's turning slowly. He's not doing the human thing where you kind of look back and forth a while. He just started at one end of the room and he's rotating until he reaches the other. And when he sees him there at the door, he says, "That one. Here, come here."
He kind of looks around and points at himself questioningly. Like, you mean me?
Yes, that one.
He'll look at you kind of questioningly and step forward. He's waiting.
Listeners just examining him. What does his emotional state appear to be? Is he flustered? Is he calm?
He's remarkably calm, given everything that's happened.
That was remarkably rude of your friend. I need that water inside me.
He looks at you curiously, raises one eyebrow, and shakes his head at you. He's not speaking.
I should be able to communicate with him. He's not speaking.
Yeah, he's not speaking.
I would say my spirit affinity should help me get something out of him, but on the other hand, we have already been in conflict, and that's how he died, so it's kind of iffy.
Yeah. Well, he's not fighting you. Like, he walked in willingly. He's a cognizant spirit. He's not one of the ones going through routine.
Okay, I'll change tax. Listener gestures at Sorsha and the Burnt Crow, who I imagine are over to the side. What interest have you in this one?
Is that Sorsha you're asking?
No. That was to the spirit.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. He looks over at Sorsha. Give me another perception check, if you would.
Hey, not bad.
As he looks over at her, you notice the expression in his face, which granted you're very attentive to because you're still learning how to read organic expression. But you could swear that what you see in his face is genuine concern, if not perhaps even affection.
Interesting.
And then he looks at you and begins to sing.
Ooh, okay. Hit me with it.
He starts to sing a song about his people and the night the sky fell. It's a melancholy tune. Just, you can hear it reverberate through the room. I need you to give me a wisdom save, please.
Only reasonable.
Everybody, or
No, the rest of you can't hear this. Are you rolling with advantage, or?
I leave the advantage on. I'm not
Okay.
actually sure. I don't think I have advantage on wisdom saves, but let me check the skill.
I don't think so for this one, but
No, it's not really a knowledge-based skill check, so no.
okay. All right. You're enraptured a little bit. Nothing forcing you, but you are enraptured a bit. It's a beautiful song. Like, even the hive mind kind of is intrigued, like listening quietly. The hive mind quiets down for a minute. And as he ends the song, he says, "You've placed our heads on the butcher's block." And that line just reverberates in your head like a bell ringing over and over and over again. And you are absolutely compelled to say that phrase to everyone around you. And it's near maddening. It's just ringing in your head. You've put our heads on the butcher's block. You've put our heads on the butcher's block, over and over and over again in your mind. So as of right now, you feel as though you have to share this with everyone around you, or you're going to go mad.
Oh yes, I'll certainly begin doing so. I'm kind of a solo communicator, so I'll have to do it one by one. And if this is like a turn-based thing, I imagine I'll get like one per round or something.
Oh yeah,
but,
well he ends his song and just kind of sits back and smiles at you. So there's no initiative or anything. You can go ahead and RP it from here.
Fair. I'll start with his friend.
That'll work. What are you saying to him?
I open up the line. I imagine under the effect of the psychotropics, he's not particularly resistant
No,
to mental communications.
not particularly.
I open up and I say, message from your friend.
Hmm?
You've placed our heads on the butcher's block.
You've placed your heads on the butcher's block.
All right. Genesis next. The
Alright.
dead man has words.
I'm sure he does.
These are interesting ones. You've placed our heads on the butcher's block.
Doesn't bear any obvious significance to me. Do I need to roll for this?
No, he's just
No,
telling you this.
You just know now.
I don't know what that means. I mean,
Yeah, to Wilhelm, I've spoken to the dead one.
Yes.
He says, you've placed our heads on the butcher's block. And he sings quite well.
This is a weird thought. Capital B or little b? Get that from him.
Listener says, it has a compelling feeling. I shall say capital. And then to Sorsha.
I make a if the butcher's block something I've something that rings a bell.
It probably wouldn't. I mean, I'll give you a chance, obviously, but it'd be remarkably slim.
me too, or just
If you'd like.
Straight intelligence or
Yeah,
knowledge.
just straight intelligence with this one. Very slim chance.
17.
Not quite. Dang, Master Miss.
Tallness.
Look at that roll. That is sweet right there. All right, Master Miss.
If that passes, I want to make a guess first.
Okay.
Given that we're in a city literally named Abattoir, Butcher's Block should be a local landmark.
It's big brain time.
Well,
Yay!
Butcher's Block is a local landmark. You are correct. And Genesis, you may have actually heard of it, especially you being a Ventrite and growing up out here on the fringe. But Butcher's Block is a place outside of town where people go to settle their bets and settle their differences away from prying eyes. And it's usually a little Thunderdome-ish, 2 men enter, 1 man leaves type thing. So, yeah, you've heard of it. The reference is a little weird. But yeah, you've heard of the place. What were you saying to Sorsha, by the way?
Oh, I opened up communications to Sorsha and said, the dead one has a message. You've placed our heads on the butcher's block. He sings very well, though his song is sadder than yours.
I wouldn't doubt another musician, but what does he mean by placing our heads on the butcher's block? Does he mean you lot are somehow working against the Shawnakesian race because you have done nothing but protect me and guide me and follow me to make sure that we fulfill the Somnambulist prophecy, which we did. If this dead member of my own race is implying that you're anti-Shanakesian, then that couldn't be further from the truth. Y'all would have to be some of the Shanakesian nation's largest allies, in my eyes, and I feel safer with you lot than I would do with any random member of my own race trying to steal me away in the night.
The dead rarely care to explain. I just felt like you should know.
Bless you, sweetie. I have an idea.
Do I still feel under compulsion?
Oh, yes.
I begin reaching out at random to other inhabitants of the inn. They don't get any explanation. They just get the voice in their head saying, "You placed our heads on the butcher's block."
All right. So, yeah, there you go. Little message for you. As he's steadily kind of pulsing you guys one by one with this message.
I do notice that, and I will say that the collective probably takes like a sideways glance at me for this one and starts trying to bring me around. Therefore, listener and the OM generally will begin attempting to resist the compulsion.
All right. You gonna try and resist it?
Yeah.
All right. You, sir, and I say this mainly for mechanical purposes, are actually under the effects of the oarworm.
I figured, musician stuff.
That song is in your head. Once per day, you get a chance to break it.
Damn.
Butcher's block, do 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 do. Butcher's block, do 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 do.
Pretty much.
Butcher's block, do 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 do. Butcher's block.
Pretty much. And the bad thing is that's what you guys are all hearing in your heads pretty much right now.
Listener is like, he's a thoughtful sort. But like, he's pinging random people in their dreams, and they're hearing it. It'll be a poor night's sleep at the end, I think.
Yes.
I'm desperately trying to combat it with "It's muffin time." I'm trying so hard, it's not working.
The hamster dance.
Yeah. Somebody.
You're trying.
Anything.
So, yeah, you got pegged there.
Smacked with the oarworm.
It's the first time any of you have been the receiving end of it.
Dangerous, it turns out.
Yep. Well.
So, Genesis, you actually know where this place is based upon your incredible 22 roll.
That's gonna bite me later. If my intelligence rolls or anything to believe is either a 3 or a 22. So I'm gonna be dumb the rest of this session probably.
What's fun is that we've established spirits retain their living abilities to a certain extent, so it's a very good thing we didn't mess with Zindel.
Yeah. No kidding.
Oh yeah, that would have been that could have been nasty. It could have been real nasty.
Wait, Zindel was a wizard, right?
Zendel was a very powerful necromancer.
A lich.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't spells require some somatic components and stuff? So
Not
physically.
Not all of them. Somatic and verbal components he could have still done.
Okay.
It's kind of like
Lich can do whatever.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's material I'm thinking of.
Material components, if it doesn't have a cost associated with it, then you can use an arcane focus.
Yeah, and it's kind of like the song I just hit listener with. I had to make sure it was only a vocal song because he does not have an instrument he can play.
Right. Okay. Because he wouldn't bring that with him.
No,
for that mission. That wouldn't make any sense. Okay, so
well, I mean, he's dead. He's just a spirit.
He's dead.
Okay.
Dead.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that. I'm just saying he didn't have it on his body at the time, so he would.
Oh no, they both are carrying musical instruments.
Oh, that's weird.
It's like leaving home without your knife.
Yeah.
It's a strange dichotomy because one hand they're like taking her out of her hotel room by force with a knife at her throat, but then they also have a ukulele strapped to their back, like in case there's a jaunty tune that needs a plan.
They're
It's
both
by far the
weird.
deadlier of the two weapons.
No, they both actually have flutes on them.
Oh wow!
Why do I suddenly see them playing the Pink Panther music as they try to escape?
A song to boost stealth.
Do-do-do-do.
France plus 10.
One plays Pink Panther, the other plays Mission Impossible, overlaying it.
Oh,
I might have to learn those songs.
that becomes an epic role at that point. Legendary skill.
You never would have found them. They could have stolen the inn and nobody would even.
Yeah. How'd the whole tower disappear? So.
I don't know if it's called the Grinning Skull, the Painted Grin.
Oh,
I don't know what the name of the thing is, but I'm gonna tell myself, since I don't know the name, I'm not gonna say it. So I just got like this, let's get ready to rumble, but let's get ready to butcher ringing in my head, like the roar, the fans, like.
Oh yes. I think by the end of the night, the listener's probably going to get on everyone's nerves.
Oh, definitely.
WrestleMania abattoir.
I will say this, Sorsha, I'll give you a chance to break it if you want to try.
Sure.
Basically, if you can overpower his earworm with your own, you'll cancel it out.
You get another ping in your head.
Place is, but I just keep getting Butcher's block do playing in my head. I'm like, if I could actually form a thought.
Yeah, if you want to, you can let a Butcher's block do go all night if you'd like.
Yeah. So how would I overpower an airworm with my own sort of deal?
So basically, the airworm, he basically, you're going to try to put an airworm in him, and he'll have to roll to save, and if he fails it, you'll overpower.
Okay, I was just thinking, would I need to roll anything specific?
No,
any random airworm? Okay.
Yeah, and it just has to be a song with the airworm intent, so it doesn't have to be one of your special ones.
Be right back.
So yeah, what's your DC? Was it 8 plus proficiency plus bonus?
I believe so. 16.
All right.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So.
Yeah. Let's see what you got, listener. Wisdom save.
Hopefully, not much. Yeah.
Failure.
Came in under.
So the song is replaced with something different. The song that was rifling through your head.
What do I got now?
Well,
let me see.
And like I said, it doesn't have to be one of your actual song effects. It could just be a song about anything. Because the airworm is just the inception, so to speak. You can follow it up with something else if you want to hit him with something.
How about let's give him that song that listener described as being Liquid Sunshine.
There you go. There you go. See, now we're talking. So the song is replaced in your mind. You will kind of ease off. You see the spirit actually smile affectionately and kind of silently clap as she finishes her song.
Listener, like, visibly rustles in place. Thank you, small one.
Oh, yes.
I much appreciate it. He just kind of
Certainly.
blisses out
Another
for a
powers
second.
is that.
Saved everyone there. So are you guys going to try to rest?
Yeah, I'm still getting my sleep.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we do have a guy trying very hard to kill himself.
I mean, he'll be fine. Just leave him there. He's all right.
I think Wilhelm will have his hands full, but Saoirse's gonna try and get some sleep.
There you go. Good luck, Billy boy. Night.
I don't care about those folks. They try to steal me tonight. That's not a good first impression, even if you are a Shawneesian.
You have a good point. You have a good
Did I
point.
miss the chance to kill the second one, or
Bloodthirsty.
what have I missed? What have I missed here? I'm sorry.
The mood is calmed. He's restrained and drugged at the moment, and Wilhelm is tending to him. I believe he's still tending to him, I assume.
I am.
Rubs hands together. Time to undo that work. As soon as you get done stitching him up, it's gonna be rip, rip, rip.
The problem with that is that Wilhelm isn't leaving him alone.
Yeah.
Because of the fact he's trying to
me.
do exactly what you're suggesting.
Trust
He is
me,
trying
you
to rip
don't
it.
have to leave him alone.
But
You don't have to leave him alone.
Unless you want to try and question him. There's always that option.
What is he gonna tell me? Oh yeah, the thing. The earworm. Is that still going?
No.
No. Saoirse has helped with that.
That's settled.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, sweetie.
That's settled, thankfully.
The Liquid Sunshine song is now on your heads.
My head, at least.
Is
Yeah.
that anything similar to Walking on Sunshine? Because that's what's playing in my head right now too.
Very.
Saoirse and the waves.
Hey, whatever works. I mean, it's better than Baby Shark.
This is true. This is true. Just about everything is, though. So.
Although, now that I've said that, now I'm thinking of a mashup between the two. Walking on Sunshine, do. Yikes.
You can wreck just about anything with that.
Yeah, I don't think I'll do anything about it now, but like, I could be stealthily like eyeing the wounds on his neck that are already like stitched up and be like, yeah, I could deal with that real quick. No worries.
Well, I mean, he's a pretty easy target if you can get past Wilhelm.
Do I have to physically get past Wilhelm in order to get this guy? Because I can see him, so.
Well, it's up to Wilhelm. I assume he would probably resist you.
No, I'm saying like for a psychic attack, right?
Oh, well, a psychic
My
attack.
base attack.
That's a whole
My
different
base attack
matter.
requires like a line of sight to the person.
Yeah.
To...
No, a physical attack you would have to get past. A psychic attack, not so much. Although, keep in mind, he is under the effects of a psychotropic.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just depending on what you try to do, there may be some additional bonuses to resist you because of the psychotropic, what it's used for.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really planning to do anything about it right now, but
Okay.
the thought lingers in my head, and I'm like, it's gonna have to deal with that one. I'm not yet convinced they're the good guys, so feeling pretty justified in this murder extravaganza.
As far as murders go, you're one up on them so far.
An attempt is still a big old 0 on the scoreboard.
That's right. That's right.
I'm winning! Yay!
Oh, he couldn't even do it to
Listener.
himself.
Yes. Can't even own goal. But listener contemplates the spirit and then says, no, we do this the easier way. And he turns to the corpse.
Hmm.
Ooh. What are you about to do?
So he kneels down over it from his very great height and invokes Speak with Dead.
Ah. We're going all out official now.
Yeah.
All right.
This is going to be a very weird experience for that spirit because he's going to see the body moving and he's not going to be in there.
Speaking with the dead.
Can I assist with this, or is it just kind of?
It's at will. You're good.
Ready?
Yeah, this is a little
It's a fun one.
different. So kind of see listener focus on the corpse. You can feel some sort of Genesis. You can feel some sort of mental energy passing, and the corpse kind of convulses a little, a couple times. What are you asking?
Why
The
do I
first
smell
question.
eggs? Synesthesia.
That would be funny, actually.
This will be
But no,
interesting.
first question.
Sorry.
What is the intent of you and your group with our friend that you tried to take?
I only meant to save my cousin.
I don't hear any of this, right?
Oh, he's speaking verbally. The corpse is speaking.
Mhm. Listener is not speaking
Hell.
verbally, so you just see he's down there crouching very close to this guy.
Did I hear what the guy just said, though?
Oh, yeah, everybody heard what the corpse just said.
Ooh. Twin
Second
of
question.
guilt.
Did you think we had her enthralled? She is our traveling companion.
You don't know the danger you face.
This provokes an obvious third question. What dangers do we face?
The butcher of the waste is waiting.
Does the butcher of the waste have an interest in us particularly?
The butcher of the waste is murdering all of our kind.
All right. Final question. The pressure's on.
What is your favorite color?
Oh, that's the classic. That's the classic. That's the one you ask when you have the upper hand.
What color is your aura?
Black right now.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be weird, but this is real listener hours. He gets very close. What is the difference between the living and the dead?
That's a complicated question.
Yes. But as far as he's concerned, he's exhausted the practical immediate options, so he's back in research mode.
Yes. Well, him being a Shanakesian, we'll go with this. Pretends to draw breath and to feel the sun on your skin, love in your heart, and time before and behind you. Of these I have none. And with that, the corpse relaxes, and you see it just kind of sink into itself a little bit more than it was before. The spirit is looking at you
Fascinating.
disapprovingly.
Well, if I could fade more into the background, I would. Rubs the back of my neck. Well, yikes. Didn't go as planned at all,
Listener.
did it?
Listener opens up a line to Wilhelm.
Yes.
My friend, I have inquired with the dead one once more. I have much information and will need to take a moment to contemplate, but I must tell you before I do so. Says they desired to save our friend by stealing her away.
So we
And
didn't
that
hear
some
that.
creature, the butcher of the wastes, is hunting them and is near.
So we didn't hear that then.
No, this is private to Wilhelm. You heard him talking, but you didn't have context.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Interesting.
So please imagine that you only heard Church's responses.
Yes. Which is probably a little unnerving. You've never seen this trick before, and a corpse just started speaking to a listener.
But I have heard the cries of the dead at the end, so.
Yeah, and you're also familiar with the fact that listener speaks without words, so you're pretty sure there was some type of two-way communication going on there.
So the guilt is wallpapered with a bit of confusion.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Like, I'm not certain what he was saying, but I do know that him being related to Sarsha is actually a little bit cringe on my end.
Wilhelm, having told you these things, listener, he sits beside the corpse.
To relay the information to everyone?
Hey, you do what you feel is necessary. Listener thought you needed to know.
I'm gonna see if any of that rings a bell. Butcher of the Waste, slaughtering of Sonicians.
You're welcome to try. Once again, this is going to be a really slim chance. Just because this is
24.
That's pretty good.
Well then.
No brawn, all brain.
In that case, you are actually familiar with horrific tales that have kind of filtered through various channels through the Becklerite news broadcast system, we'll say.
That's tragic. I think you're
The
taller
Courier
than I
Network.
am.
Yes. Basically, there's tales, and you always kind of figured they were blown out of proportion or tall tales, but tales of a horrific serial killer roaming the fringes and intentionally picking off Shonakesians, Owum, Volristad, and dwarves and elves. Everything but humans, basically, seem to be the targets, but especially the Shonakesians.
Oh shit. That would explain the dead appendage.
Well, no, we know what happened to him.
There's still an opening between me and listener.
You're free to communicate. He didn't close it off yet. He's just sitting down.
As to whether or not we actually saw that appendage. Because I know listener saw it, but
I am relaying all that information to you.
Oh.
I don't know if we saw the
Listener
dead on the corner.
looks up, kind of, He's mentioned it to Wilhelm in conversation while they were carving off pieces of listener so he didn't die. But he hears Wilhelm's description of this news about the Butcher of the Wastes. He looks up, thinks for a little moment, says, perhaps then we all have something to fear out here.
Almost all. Two of you are human.
I don't like their odds alone.
Fair point. So would you guys still like to go ahead and have a rest?
I would like to speak to everyone.
It's unusual that they're saying all but the humans of the targets of the Butcher of the Waste, because Shonakesians are like humanoid.
Shonakesians are, for all intents and purposes, half elves.
Yeah, they're much closer to elvish than human.
So you would mean like the oh man, I had the list of races a second ago, but like Ventrite and stuff like that are
Ventrite, Hyverstedian, Becklerite, and Ungomote are not being targeted, according to what Wilhelm knows.
okay.
I share all the information in everyone. I share the fact that they were obviously trying to protect Sorsha from the Butcher. I relay what the Butcher is, at least from my experience with, from the Becklerite point of view. Let me clarify that, because obviously Becklerites have a point of view, Shonakesians have another. Everybody's got a point of view. This is what the Becklerites see it as. You refer to it as a serial killer, so that alone should say something.
Interesting. That's the stance that you take with it now. You know, things
Had to
change
wake
so
Saoirse
much.
back up for her to hear this information, and now she is just like scared out of her mind.
Oh yeah, country mouse in the city.
Sorsha, I stated before, we will all protect. I will do everything I can to keep you safe.
I trust you lots more than I trust anyone that is out there, but I'm still scared. I can't help it. It's an involuntary reaction feeling. Just makes me feel violated.
Conflicted. That's where I'm at right now.
To go after anything that isn't fully biologically human.
Slightly guilty, but not really, because knife, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did the
It was probably just a an empty threat trying to get you to back off.
did my patient react to anything of what I said?
He's off in La La Land.
Okay.
He's actually looks like he's trying to pass out. Although he is staring a lot at Sorsha.
I mean, I'm sorry, but 6'2" is hilarious, because like the whole time I've been like trying to like protect you and like put my arm around your shoulder and like keep you safe, but like I know I'm not 6 foot at all, so it's hilarious. 6'2" towering over me, actually. Like
Dynamite
he's
comes
baby,
in
but
small
he's tall
packages.
baby.
Dynamite comes in small packages.
Yeah. Clearly, because I mean, in order to distract myself from the feelings of, am I a murderer? Can I do something?
Sure.
Can I use my skill of empathy on Saoirse?
You're gonna calm her down, or make it worse. I don't know. What's your goal?
Wow. Where'd you think I went, first of all? I have questions about the portrayal of this character arc if you think that I would ever actually do that.
No, I don't.
I have serious inquiries that need to be made.
I mean, you got your first taste of murder. I don't know. Maybe you're the butcher of the wastes and nobody knows.
Wow. Way to expose the plot twist.
Oh, oops, sorry.
You know, we could have talked about that off session and turned that into a twist.
Oh, wait,
But now
wait.
that we've said it,
When it happens, it'll be even more of a surprise because they'd never expect it.
you just add that to the list of things to conclude in the chat. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna make it worse.
And this is how the party begins to tear itself apart internally.
I cannot believe. Okay, yeah, we'll back burner that for a minute. I don't want to make it worse.
No, I know you don't. I was just joking. What do you want to do?
Okay, so I'm trying to think about it for a second. Okay, for every emotion that you feel, there's an opposite, right?
Mm-hmm.
We discussed this, right? Like,
Yeah,
if
the
you
opposite
feel
of
afraid
fear is
something-
anger.
But I want to get like the contrapositive of anger.
Well, you can just boost her mood, make her feel safe.
Yeah, okay. I'm reaching for something, but I don't know what it is. It's
Contentment.
it's not really like joy. It's not really like a euphoria. It's like a I can do this type of vibe. Like
You want to pump her up.
not really like high energy type of vibe, but like the
Confidence.
quiet appreciation that you have for yourself when you're larger than your problems.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
That's what I want to give her. Like, not like, oh yeah, I can do this, let's go! Like heavy metal type of excitement, but like pop rock type of, I can go to sleep now because I'm gonna be fine when I wake up, like vibe, you know?
Yeah. No, give me a skill check.
Okay. That's not intelligence, is it?
No, just persuasion.
Okay. Oh man, wow. Let's see how far I fall real quick.
No, that's
Not bad.
That's fair. That's fair. Sorsha, Genesis kind of lightly puts her hand on your shoulder and just kind of looks into your eyes and she smiles at you. And suddenly you just feel this wave of like confident calm wash over you. Like you just feel like you're going to be okay. You can do this. In fact, you're starting to think that maybe you have a part to play in righting a terrible wrong that's happening here. You feel really good about yourself right now.
With this, I'm going to smile and just sort of drift off to sleep to get the rest of my resting.
There you go. All right. Is everybody resting, or anybody else got anything else to do tonight?
I am staying awake. Watch my patient.
All right, so you're not going to rest at all tonight?
Somebody has to make sure he doesn't kill himself.
Okay. Just
I
remember
will take that upon myself, yes.
the exhaustion rules.
I will say that listener, again, not being the sleeping sort, comes out of his reverie after half an hour, maybe an hour.
Okay.
And he opens up a line to Wilhelm. That's still preventing this one from passing on.
This is my duty to ensure that those that he does not pass. Also, with what you have discovered, keeping him safe seems appropriate. I do not know, his intentions do not seem to have been hostile.
That is as may be, but your kind need sleep.
Will you watch him, and if there is a change, pick me?
Provide him with more of this agent, and I will watch the living one.
In the compound I used earlier?
Yes.
Do I feel that it's... I don't know if it's been enough time.
Listener reaches towards his mind to see if it still has the kind of soporific quality of someone who's drugged.
Yeah, no, that is a pretty sturdy psychotropic you hit him with. He's going to be probably tossing and turning for 7 or 8 hours from it.
Also, I feel like it's only been like an hour since I've dosed him.
Yeah, it hadn't been that long. Yeah.
In that case, listener says, perhaps not for now. I will wake you if I sense he needs more.
Well, that's probably a good idea.
Thank you.
Exhaustion rolls can get tricky.
Also, and I pull out a dose of it. Is what it is. So if you are not able to get me enough, this is what you would use. Try to wake me first. I know you are a wise creature.
Of course.
You could just put it in everyone's
One should
food.
always carry out their specialties.
I'm sure you understand. I'm sure there are different appendages with different purposes.
I know very well.
Thank you, friend.
Of course. And listener kind of settles down over the guy.
Very good.
Listening kind of like almost the Slav squat.
Just kind of hunched over.
Over his torso. Just looking dead at him.
Before I actually go to sleep, Wilhelm looks back at listener. You've referred to yourself as I and I. Is there something I can call you? A name?
Ah. This appendage is listener. As always. But we, I and I, are the Owen.
You didn't know his name this entire time?
None of us do. I don't think any of us have actually asked for a name. He refers to himself as I and I.
I asked him the day I met him. Excuse me.
It's actually just Genesis.
Genesis is the only one. Okay.
Where have you been?
We're the only one.
Craig?
Genesis had that special bond with him right off the bat.
Yeah, so
Wow.
We're the
didn't ask
only
my
one
name
so
this
far.
whole time. Wow.
I felt like
Second person.
only Genesis is comfortable enough with purely mental communication to ask somebody's name over it.
This is true. Genesis has no shame.
Give me crap. But at least Wilhelm is actually inquiring that there is a name.
Yes,
We're the only one who had it.
He did think about it eventually.
Him this whole time. I want to see what that was.
I and I?
Plant Man?
Yeah, as a linguistic construct, that's different enough from something a Bexarite might say that it might think of it as a name.
Interesting.
I and I. Honestly, Wilhelm probably doesn't even spell it correctly. It's not like I and I. It's probably one word in his mind. Only when you actually just spoke to him more. This, I think, is the first real conversation Wilhelm has had with listener.
We had a chat over carving my chest off. And we had a chat back, like, before going into the temple, honestly.
And I don't say that in that way to make you feel bad for not asking. I just am surprised.
Just being Genesis.
Wilhelm is treating listener like a person. That's as far as he's concerned he is.
Which, in fairness, would be somewhat unusual.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. So
Growth, it's development. Yay.
So we'll pass the evening.
Hmm.
I will say the rest of the evening goes without incident. Your patient is relatively calm, kind of in and out of consciousness throughout the night. Um, in fact, he'll probably be the last one to wake up. The rest of you do manage to get some decent amount of sleep. The beds and floor, since you're all in one room, are it wasn't the most comfortable night's rest. The whole building's pretty much, old rickety stone. So, but yeah, you guys get your rest. Wake up hungry. Out here in the fringe, the sunlight doesn't really start early.
On the topic of hunger and thirst,
Hmm.
might I suggest our midway break so I can make some tea?
Sure. Everyone's okay with that. It's cool with me.
I'm down.
Yeah, I could use some tea myself. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, as morning dawns, we will be right back. There we go. And we're back. All right. Morning comes. Breakfast is upon you. If that's an option you choose to go for, which I assume is.
Yeah, we might need some food in us.
Probably wouldn't hurt.
People do like that.
What if a couple of us just go down and bring the food back up to the room?
All right. So here's a question, very real question.
Mm-hmm.
Do any of you have money?
Yes.
I do.
Okay, just making sure.
We've been getting paid this entire time, right?
What?
Paid by
Yeah.
who?
By Wilhelm. At the beginning of the session, at the beginning of the campaign, he agreed to pay us a certain amount of gold per day.
Yeah, did you guys ever
That was-
collect on that?
Guess who was
We
holding
haven't been
that?
collecting it. Yeah, he's just been holding it for us. But
No.
if we go back and track that,
Morikavik?
no.
Yes.
No, he hasn't been holding the entire amount. Morikavik agreed to an amount that was set in silver coins. So we have a remainder of silver that we're getting every day for that amount, and then he's gone now, so it should be back to the full daily stipend.
Just making sure. It never hurts
So
to
yes,
ask.
we do. It's the short answer. I'm not gonna go back and do all the math, but you know.
I think we have money, but I felt like the employer-employee relationship broke down rapidly once we were on the run from the Wraith
I
Guard.
mean, yeah, but if I
Most
have to
likely.
actually pay out of my own pocket for this, we're gonna have to like itemize stuff now.
I know that it.
Here's
Just
my
get
bill.
the food, Wilhelm.
Here's my
I did
bill.
I know I gave money to people because I remember
Mhm.
listener was intrigued about it. But yes, I have money and I will pay. I will go down and get food
Okay.
and bring it back to the room. Stay if
All right. So
I want to stay up here, and that way, in case there's an emergency, only one of us is
how many
out in the open.
meals are you getting? Like, are you getting enough for everyone and your captive, or?
Yes,
Okay.
I am getting 4 regular meals and a giant pitcher of pure water.
Okay.
Yes. It's the good stuff right there.
All right. So I'll simplify. You guys are you eat in your rooms. It's once again
Room.
potable.
Singular.
Potable. Yeah, room singular.
How much?
5 silver.
Okay.
It's potable. It's mainly boiled meats. Yeah. It's mainly boiled meats.
Best not to inquire too closely.
Of questionable origin, yes. It's probably not people, but who can say?
As far as you're willing to speculate.
Who can say? All right, so how are we presenting ourselves this morning? Anything on the docket for today? As the din of the city can be heard.
Should we talk to our friend, see if we can get more information out of him? Perhaps might be better suited to that, Sorsha?
Yeah, that might be a good idea if he can be sentient. But what questions do we want to ask him?
Did you know?
From
This butcher
your captive.
seems a concern.
As you say that, Sorsha, from the captive you hear. Well, you could start by giving me something for the pain.
I will happily do that. Now, understand we mean you no harm, and I'm beginning to think that you meant us no harm, right?
Oh. I mean, as far as
Listener
harm
pats
goes,
his enormous bandage.
that wouldn't have killed you, big guy.
Au contraire, nothing can kill me, but this appendage would wither and die.
Besides, you had my cousin. You brought her here. You brought my cousin here.
Excuse you.
Excuse you, knife maiden.
Gotcha on that
First
one.
of all, I don't need knives.
Well, I didn't
Oh.
exactly want to be taken in the night. I'd want to stay with this group.
Exactly. Where she goes is her choice. And the fact that you don't understand that shows that you don't understand anything about what's happening here.
I don't understand.
Clearly.
No, dear. It's you that don't understand what you've done. You're here now, cousin. You're not getting out of Abattoir. None of you are.
I'm not going to need you to explain.
Well, you've got his eye on you now. He was waiting on you. You don't understand your line. What did your mother tell you?
What would my mother have told me?
How to live, how to survive, to be careful of strangers. Basic Shawneesian history.
Don't go to Abattoir.
Beware the butcher's block. No, nothing like that.
My mother taught me everything I needed to know to survive out on my own, and this lot has kept me more protected than my own. Not more protected, but as protected as my blood family.
Really?
I trust my life in their hands.
Well, he looks over at the corpse of his friend and says, "There's one less O'Brien in the world." I still think that's true.
That's not anything that should have known. You two took me in the night.
We thought you were a captive. Shanakesians don't come here of their own free will. Not unless they're on the run. And you were hidden. Why did you leave?
We are on the run. That's what you don't understand. We're on the run from the Wraith Guard because this group followed me and helped me to fulfill the Somnambulist prophecy. All of us did. And now the Wraith Guard is interested in us because they think there's magic afoot.
You mean to tell me you fulfilled the Somnambulist's prophecy? You and your friends.
I was in the tavern whenever I heard it, and we have the key from the prophecy, so yes.
This changes everything. You have to let me go. Sinai needs to know about this. He starts trying to sit up.
Large hand prevents this from happening, says, no, not yet.
Nothing personal, big guy, but your kind wouldn't understand the importance of me doing this in a hurry.
Hurry is for those without stitches in their necks.
You do need rest, cousin.
That's amazing.
I'm good. But if we don't get this word out.
I should ask, though, is he your cousin or is the dead one? Because the dead one said he was trying to protect his cousin. We don't know that the dead one and the live one are related.
Who are you asking this? Or are you just asking in general, like out of character?
In general, are they?
Regardless of who she asks, listener tries to explain because he's so happy to understand like a living, organic creature, like cultural thing.
Yeah.
He says, no, you see, all such creatures are their cousins. It is merely their term of affection.
Okay.
The captain did said that there was one less O'Brien in the world, so apparently they are actually Saoirse's cousins, which she didn't fucking know that. She's only known her mom and dad.
And I will say this to lessen that blow a little bit. Shanakesians, because of the age of their culture, pre-Blight, obviously, their family names work a lot in the same regard as the Vietnamese family names do. So, like,
there are a lot of Kims.
O'Brien could basically be like a Nguyen.
Okay.
So it's not like your first cousins. When they say cousins, it could be like ninth cousin 5 times removed or something, you know?
Gotcha.
But they just, you all have the same last name.
Clothes?
Though still related.
Fair enough. I just didn't. I don't know if I just missed that point or.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Hey, look, it's
You
sunny.
acted in a manner
Oh, it's nighttime.
acceptable and not unexpected.
Time to go. Where's my box then? Okay, time to go for my
And I don't think Sorsha's holding it against you.
No, she's not.
I don't even think your captive is entirely holding it against you, really, now that things are being explained.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I mean.
But
Oh,
he
this.
does have a sense of urgency about getting out of here right now.
Yeah. Let's go tell the terrorists that we have the key.
Now, that's
It's not go great.
Matter
She's
of
a trusting
perspective.
sort, you know.
Matter of perspective.
One day,
It's also something that's very, very important to Shawneesian like culture, the Somnambulist prophecy. So it's just like even the terrorists will be like, "Holy shit," and be like very respectful of this entire fact.
Maybe we should restring the heart before we decide to try to go over there.
To take a doctor. One day, the little
Thoughts?
brothers
Since we're in the city?
to go tonight.
The harp from the tomb, you mean?
The little brothers,
Right.
Oh, very fancy harp.
While they're discussing this, I'm handing him a plate of food so that he can eat.
And slowly starts choking it down. You can tell his palate's a little more refined than this.
Ordered their shot. One day, the little brothers kept their ears of his doctor.
Okay.
I ask him if I check over those stitches.
As if I had a choice. Knock yourself out.
It is your choice if you don't want me to. I don't think you're going to try to pull them out anymore.
He shrugs and allows you.
Alright, I'm going to do that while they have a discussion, sort of distracting him, so if they want to speak about him, they can.
Alright.
Whoa, alright. Can you try again? Okay.
Can,
Got it. One.
no, there's a light
Once upon a time.
non-jerk way to ask this.
There's a doctor. One day, the doctor said,
Yeah, my brain's like, what?
one day,
The story within the story.
I know.
What's going on?
Might have to go to push to talk here, aren't I?
I'm trying so hard, but my brain's like, finish the story. Finish the story. What's this
Yeah,
story within the story? What does that have to do with this?
Yeah, no, I'll just go push to talk. Sorry.
one day, the little
The amount of caffeine I've had today. Jitter brain.
It's all good.
Max.
What did you want to ask? What did you want to ask?
Feeling kind of bad about killing the other dude. You know, because clearly I misunderstood the situation slightly. Whoops.
Just a little. It's okay.
How's this guy's neck doing if he's trying to eat? Is he going to be alright?
Yeah, I don't think you hit anything digestive.
Okay. I mean, not me, but...
Wow, that was a
Yeah,
good
he's managing. He's managing.
Okay. Alright.
The lights on. That was so dark.
Everybody else is fine, right?
So far, so good. I mean, listener took a little bit of a beating there, but
One day, the little
He doesn't really hold that against anybody.
Is he still injured?
Oh, yes.
yeah, that's going to take a bit to replenish.
Yeah, I figured that would be like... maybe not quite a full limb, but I can do a full limb in 2 days. It'll probably take something like that.
Main thing is you just need to get in the sun.
Yeah, I need to get out on the roof.
Alright. Sunshine does good things for human beings too, so I'll join you.
Well, right now you still got the void fog overcast thing going. It'll take a minute for the sun to burn through it.
I'm just saying, planning to do that.
Whoa, isn't it spring? So true.
So we're gonna go, try to find this,
It's money.
the leader of the Burnt Crows and tell him?
No,
Or
it's
do you guys want to try to get the
money.
strings for the harp first so you can play it?
Maybe you should be
Oh, and
money.
Sor should be able to tell you this. You're not going to get an audience with the leader of the Burnt Crows. Not without some serious cred.
Wait, I need your window.
Okay, so we shouldn't be worried about meeting with him.
Look, the lights on.
No,
Yeah.
It's great.
my cousin here will take care of the meeting with Sinai, so we don't need to worry about that. We've got our own matters to attend to here.
What would those be? What do we need to do?
No, let's go. Wait.
Listener wrist deep in jug of water. says to Genesis,
Also,
no matter what we do, our pursuers are here. We must be cautious.
Indeed.
True.
so anyway,
So what's the plan?
no. Yeah, no.
Well, I do want to have a word with this one before he leaves, but beyond that, I don't really have much of anything. Just do as we've always done, stay alive, I suppose. Not fall under the attention of the Wraith Guard.
Or worse.
Mm.
Yeah, certainly. We know there's worse out there now.
Well, what's on your mind, cousin?
Our Owen friend here spoke to our other cousin. He can speak with the dead, and we've heard about the mass murders against Shawnekians that have been happening here.
The butcher.
The butcher, yes.
Yeah, and about that butcher's block thing, if it's capitalized, I think I might know exactly where that is. Well, not exactly, but you know.
No, it's what you think it is.
Yeah, so apparently there's this sort of Welcome to the Jungle Thunderdome contest of champions type of deal. It's more of like a, I don't know, Pistols at Dawn type of deal.
Yeah.
Three paces out, then turn, and pow pow type of vibe.
The problem with the butcher's block is that the last 7 victims of, well, who we've started calling the butcher, have been found there, and not as the result of any score being settled or duel being held. They were put on display, and it was not something. It's not something you want to see, cousin.
13? Whoa, it's gross. No.
Yeah, certainly not.
Well, alright, I just thought I'd tell you, since that was something that I figured out, so... just let me know what we're doing. Don't want to sit here bored. Let's go, let's do something. Are we supposed to be doing something? We're gonna sit here and wait for our enemies to find us? What are we doing?
That is an option. Eventually, I'm sure they will.
I don't think a toppled tower is the best defensible position.
Not if they have a cannon.
Yeah, no.
It has its benefits, but a public inn, perhaps not. Maybe someplace with, what was it? It was in that book.
You know, if
Skylight.
If this tower was an inn before it toppled and got turned into an inn, would that make it a Republic inn?
And with that, I'm done for the evening.
Too soon.
That was a bad joke, sorry. I couldn't help it. It was the dad gene. It kicked in. I couldn't resist.
Can't believe I wrote you in as House of Representatives for our state. I'm ashamed.
We could use more puns.
This is a pundits. What? Oh, I gotta stop. I gotta stop.
Oh, no.
Ah.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Okay. No, I gotta
They're the
stop.
most
Tomorrow.
effective means of filibustering because they make everybody else quit.
I win. No. Okay, no, I'll stop. So, I believe you guys were planning on what exactly? Leaving?
We have various tasks, but we haven't really settled in on a way we could even go about them just yet, given that the town is likely under some surveillance by however many Wraith Guards followed us. That would be like a good thing to know, you know. Although,
Well, technically, there's
we're in the ass end of nowhere. Their formal authority here is basically however many people they brought with.
yeah.
It's
Well,
interesting that these guys are a Wraith Guard and we just lost a Wraith Guard that was with us. Like,
well, losing
Related.
Sugnak was part of why they came looking for you.
it's so tragic.
Although technically, not including the butcher, there's 3 different agencies looking for you right now.
Yikes.
It's true. The Order of
The League of
Order of Steam?
League of Steam,
League of Steam.
and the Bechtelrite Intelligence Agency as well. Not associated with the Wraith Guard entirely.
I'm not nearly invisible enough for this shit.
So what are you gonna do with me then, cousin? You gonna let me go? You gonna make me stay here? You gonna kill me? What?
Kill you? Absolutely not.
No.
You
Go.
clearly meant no harm, but do understand that this group is trying to protect me, and the only reason our other cousin met the fate that he did was because you were 2 completely masked, anonymous individuals trying to steal me away in the night, and they thought that you 2 were trying to take me, so, you know, but had they known, they mean no harm. But I think the both of us are on the same page. Just know that this group that I'm with are they're as pro-Shawn occasions as I think I've seen anyone since leaving my home, since my parents died, and they are here to protect me. So if, you know, any other cousin wants to approach the group or talk to me specifically, like, please just reveal yourselves to everyone else, because they mean us no harm. We would rather not harm any of our other kind, so...
Fair. Misunderstanding.
Nodding, yeah.
Colin will
I'm
be
like-
missed, but I'm sure there's worse places for him to haunt.
I'm standing behind Saoirse, like, with my arms crossed. Nodding, like, yeah, what she says, yeah.
Well, fact still remains that I need to get out of here, and you do too, because I shouldn't have to point this out, but we found you within a day of you arriving.
Very true. Well, that gives us a clear idea of what course of action we need to take when we, you know, are quite frankly don't know what we need to be doing. So that's, you know, that's good advice. And I mean, we can certainly let you go if Wilhelm is fine with you leaving, because we are concerned for your health and well-being as well, and you do have a stitch in your neck there.
I've got healers that I can go to.
We'll see you later.
All right, well, if you think you'll be okay, then take my blessings for a safe journey, that you'll arrive to Sinai safely.
Can I get up then?
Hey,
Listener gets off.
where were you going to take Saoirse?
Oh, hope you'll understand, my Bachelorite friend, that that's privileged information.
He's a wow.
It would be safe there?
For her.
Of course. Otherwise,
It'd be open to all of us.
of course.
Wow.
If-
That's not my decision.
Maybe you could ask.
If your goal is to get her there, and I guess yourselves as well as a safe haven, I can see what I can do. I make no promises. I will say this, however, that if you need to get in touch with me, if you'll leave a message in the hands of the skeleton in the gibbet outside the main gate, I'll find you.
Can I vibe check this guy before he goes? Please.
Sure.
Vibe check.
Give me that insight roll.
Gratuitous guitar sting. Oh man, let's see how badly. Oh my goodness, I keep saying that. That 22 is gonna haunt me because I'm like, all right, other shoe. There it is, 14 again. Look at this, lovely.
We're staying on it. Look at this lineup.
He's, as far as you can tell, telling the truth. He looks genuine.
Yeah, but what's this? Are we not doing the alignment thing anymore? Or?
Oh, are you aura reading him?
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know we changed how that was working. But let me see here.
Wait a minute. Everyone is
Trying to remember how we changed it here. Gotta pull my notes up.
Don't worry, the witches want to get.
I believe it was just was it advantage on like an inside check?
I'm not sure. I'm looking at the most recent link you said, and I don't see that the R reading section changed to make it.
I think it's just in my private notes. Here, well, just for now to save time, I'll give you advantage. Get a second roll in there.
I mean, I know I took notes on that.
I'll pull them up while you're.
You know, sometimes you just gotta drown in the paper, you know? Alright, let's just go swimming. I have sections for a reason, but they only help so much, so. Yay!
Let's see, now I have it here. Oh, look at that.
Embiggened.
Imagination can take you anywhere!
See?
I know everything. I know all of it. This.
There you go. Thanks.
Yeah, I actually had it right. Yeah, it gives you advantage on insight for a single target, including a high roll for an additional nugget of truth.
Don't worry. Ice cream. Ice cream. Oh, thanks.
Genesis?
Okay.
Not only is he lying through his teeth, everything he's told you has been a lie.
Thanks.
Wow.
Dun dun dun.
In fact, you ready for your nugget of truth?
Okay, hang on, let me just get this aura reading. Advantage insight only.
Single target.
Okay, try to write that where I'll see it. Ugh, okay, wow. Okay, hang on. Wow, wow. Everything?
Yeah, you ready for your nugget of truth?
That's a lie. It's a digest. Everything he said is a lie? Wow.
Your nugget of truth is this.
Ooh.
He's not even Shunakesian.
Oh, rip.
You completely see through everything he's done to mask his lie, including the scarification he's done to himself. It's like the veil drops before you and the truth is revealed.
Narrows eyes. Frank? What? Hang on. Okay, stop everything. We shouldn't be trusting him to take us to safety. He's been lying to us this entire time.
Now, keep in mind, she's the only one at this point that knows this. So.
He's been lying to us this entire time is what I'm telling everybody right now. Like, on a lark, I was like, let me just use my abilities to, see what good alignment this dude is. What
And then suddenly you can see the multiverse.
He's not even Shaunakesian.
What are you talking about? She's lost her mind.
Can I tell what race he is from that nugget, or no?
No, you just tell he's not Shaunakesian. He's human of some sort.
He's not even Shaunakesian. Look at him.
I've got the scars to prove it. Look at my face.
You gave yourself those scars. What do you mean?
What kind of idiot would do that?
What kind of person would camouflage themselves to look like the race of person they're trying to kidnap in the middle of the night? What do you mean?
You murdered my cousin, and now you just want my blood, too. You're just bloodthirsty.
Can I see if I can figure out what he is? He is Shaunakesian?
You wouldn't have any reason to at this point.
Come on, look at him.
You might know a thing or two about scars, though.
Genesis just said that it's not Shaunakesian.
Yeah. Do you believe her?
Look at him.
I believe enough to look.
Look at him. Look.
Give a good look.
At the angle of the scars on his arm. How could somebody else inflict those?
Do you want
to? Is now super sus because she trusts Genesis more than like anyone, honestly.
So here's the question first, real quick. Wilhelm, what are you doing to try and suss out this dude? What part of the disguise, for instance, are you looking at? Or do you want to insight check him? Do you want to give your medical assessment? What do you want to do?
I'm going physical and biology.
All right, so
already stated that they're more elven. That there's
Give me a medicine roll then.
Yeah, definitely check the ears.
And Sorsha, you just want a flat out believer, which I'll allow. I know you're close enough with the characters.
Yeah, honestly.
Okay. Wilhelm, yeah. No, you can see it. You can see that the scars were not blight caused, that they're inflicted. You can also tell that the ears have been surgically altered now that you get a good close look. You were so focused on the wound, you didn't even really pay attention to the rest.
Okay, go right back.
So just like that, Genesis revelation starts to ripple through the party.
Super sleuth.
He's kind of backed up and started getting to his feet now.
Oh, he didn't make it that far away.
Are you stopping him too?
Oh, yeah. I just barely got off of him. I was still right there.
All right. Let's see. Give me it's not a high DC, but give me a strength check to restrain him down kind of as he tries to get up.
Mm-hmm. That probably did all right.
So he attempts to kind of wiggle his way out from under Listener's large grip, and Listener just kind of nonchalantly slams him back down on the bed.
No. You will stay. You're very interesting now.
Seriously, just like squints her eyes and just shakes her head. She just looks disgusted.
So we're back here then. All right then. Is this how it's going to play out?
Apparently, I mean, you made a choice.
Okay, then.
Well, that time.
He begins to writhe around under Listener's hand, desperately trying to rip his stitches.
That's a good attempt. You know, that's a pretty good attempt.
Oh, yeah.
The listener says to him, "You know I can just ask your corpse, like I did with your friend."
Even death is not an escape.
You filthy heathen.
Because I have things I can do too.
Come on.
Hmm. Fine. Fine. He settles down. Do what you will. Your
I don't
time's
need to
up
roll
anyway.
intimidation for that. That's great. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't need to roll intimidation for that. That's lovely. All right. Cool.
your time's up anyway. You're all dead. You just don't know it.
Wow.
I get up, walk out of the room. Can't be here, whatever they're going to.
Wow.
I understand what they are doing. Part of it.
Oh.
For once, this is as close Wilhelm is getting to agreeing with their actions.
You're gonna let this one play out.
Nice.
I will step out with Wilhelm because Saoirse, while she may be in approval, like doesn't want to watch it.
All
right.
right.
Are we the killers?
So
Yes.
let's see. So it's just Genesis and Listener.
And listener now.
Okay.
I'm gonna put my mask on.
You're gonna focus on this one.
Yeah. Yeah. This is gonna be great.
Suddenly getting Dishonored vibes.
Listener
on the map.
turns to Genesis.
Okay. Well, while they're doing this,
Do you see?
while they're doing this, Sorsha and Wilhelm, just each of you give me a perception roll, please. But go ahead, Listener.
Do you think we could simply go in and take it?
At this stage, probably.
And I suppose we should make the attempt.
That was accidental advantage, but I don't think it matters all that much anyways.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
At this point, I could probably help you, but that's about it. I can't.
Alright, guys.
Alright, so you do that thing to them.
All right.
Whatever the implication of that roll is, and then I think Genesis and I are going to try something.
All right. What are you gonna do?
I don't know to what extent I could actually help with this, but
We're going to freestyle it.
all right.
This is experimental.
Let's go with it then. We're 5th level. I can.
Let's do this.
Okay, I have empathy and I have synesthesia,
Thank you.
Hmm.
Hi, kitty.
right?
So you can watch him gurgle as he
You're on
dies.
push to talk, Church. You're on push to talk.
I was saying you can actually watch the gurgle noises happen.
Okay. As what happens?
As he bleeds out when you inevitably slash his throat or something.
No.
Oh,
no,
that's
I
not
haven't
the
done that
plan.
yet. I haven't done that yet. That's not the plan. Right now, we're
But,
trying to get the information from him, right?
Oh, this is
We
interrogation.
Yes.
Well, we're not specialists in that. We are specialists in something else. I think we're going to try and cooperate to break into his mind.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've got all this, R reading, empathy, synesthesia, of like combining the senses and stuff like that. So what I want to do is, as listeners, like trying to establish a mental link with him, put us all in the same tactical and sensory setting so that we're like unified in our purpose.
All
I
right.
am gonna actually interrupt and grab Sorsha and come busting back into the room. You need to go now. You need to go now. There was a gunshot. Don't know if it's the Wraith Guard, but guns are probably not a good thing.
All right. Well, I take out my spare pair of manacles, slap them on this idiot, and let's go.
You dragging him along?
Oh, that's not a great stealth roll for the day. Oh, wait, no. I have advantage. That's not a great stealth roll for the day. The effects of having that huge patch on my front, you see.
I'll put the manacles that I have in inventory on him.
Okay.
Because we're gonna probably have to bring this guy with us.
All right. So there's one set of stairs up and down.
Genesis, I believe this one will have to stay.
I can see you're saying something. I don't know what it is though.
Sorry, I was gonna say you're limited on your exit strategies from upstairs.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use him as a human shield. People are firing guns.
Wilhelm is questioning his life choices.
To Genesis. Hostages are not conducive to stealth.
I mean, you're a giant plant man. And there's all of us. Who's to say we could stealth in the first place?
Especially not the kind who think that you will kill them and do not care for their own life. He will shout the moment we leave.
How do you want to do this then? You want to gag him? What are we doing?
What are you talking
Send
about?
him on his way and we will flee.
I'm only getting one side of this conversation. What's going on?
Does send him on his way get me? Because I hope it does.
Oh.
Listener makes the gesture.
You see an unfamiliar glint in my eye as I turn back to this dude. And I'm like, see ya.
So roll a d20 for me, Genesis.
Oh no. Go.
Oh.
Here we go. Oh no. Oh no! When the DM rolls a nat 20, you know it's gonna be bad.
Just roll one back.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Oh. No.
He notices the glint in your eye and immediately starts screaming at the top of his lungs, "Hey! I'm up here! I'm up here!"
Just knock him upside the head or like whatever I can do. Cover his face.
So you're kind of like spazzing, trying to figure out what to do as he starts screaming.
I'm just gonna like knock him upside the head. What's the nearest like heavy object? Just like
your fist.
Decent weight.
Just like.
You want to try and knock him out?
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Roll to hit.
Is that just like another d20 roll? Cause
just a strength-based roll to hit. You can make a strength save or whatever. Be the same thing.
Oh no.
Oh, hi there. Hi. Hi there. Oh, hi, little boys. Hi there.
No, that's fine.
Welcome to this.
All right. You don't get any strength bonus. Give me a d4.
Say hi. Say hi.
Oh, okay.
Order.
This is hilarious. 2.
All
right, you club him and you can see it dazes him for a second, but he's still conscious.
Again.
Okay, go for it. Anybody else want to chip in, or?
Can you tell how physically involved I'm getting in this? I'm just gonna keep punching him until he's unconscious. You know that, right? Like I'm not gonna stop.
This is hilarious.
Oh, there it is. There it is. That's the one. That got him. Tell me he's conscious now.
Give me a d4 again.
That was on accident. Ignore that.
Oh no, you're good. Alright.
Oh my god.
Was the
I love
intention to knock him out?
Yes.
Alright, he's unconscious.
Ooh.
Yeah, you clocked him.
Wait.
You clocked him right in the medulla oblongata. He went out like a light.
I was just trying to get him to hush. That was the point. Like, I don't know if if I could possibly with a crit both in strength and damage
No, you
kill him with a punch. But
if you had actually been trying to do lethal damage, you would have killed him.
I mean, I don't care if it damages him. That's the point. Like, I'm ambivalent as to the damage he takes. It wasn't specifically a non-lethal blow, but I wasn't trying to kill him either at the same time. So I don't know what you want to do with that. But
No, since you said it intentionally in the beginning that you were trying to knock him out, I just went with that. That's fine. He's out.
Yeah, that's how it started. But you know how this
once you get excited, you just can't stop.
Yeah.
It's like Pringles.
Yeah. You know,
Genesis
like
does a throat
punching
punch,
him in the
ripping open the stitches.
So
Whoops.
as he hits the ground, you guys hear 3 more gunshots. This is actually getting closer.
Listener goes and twitches the curtain back to look outside.
All right.
You see actually a number of bodies in the street below you.
All right. Let's get out of here. Let's go. Let's go.
Replaces, turns around to Genesis. Was there a back door?
Relative to this building, there should be, but I don't.
Whoa, a pirate!
Let us find out.
All right. Yeah, I'll be the last one out.
So you guys are running downstairs.
How tall was the dead guy?
About 5'10".
That's not gonna do.
Okay, so as we exit, I want to be the last one out, and as we exit, I'm gonna rip his stitches out.
Alright, leave him bleeding on the floor, unconscious.
Don't forget your hoods and masks and all that, everyone.
Yeah.
Good call. Good call.
I mean, Saoirse's of course putting hers on.
Listener's gonna be hard to outfit. He was contemplating the dead man's cloak, but it's not really gonna stretch.
No, you can still wear it. I mean, in
It'll
fairness,
just look like it's floating.
In fairness, you might even have one to protect yourself while you're in the wastes. There are still some things that would protect you from.
That would be nice, but I didn't intentionally give myself one at character creation. I don't know if I've acquired one since.
Well, everybody else acquired wasteland gear, so I will leave that up to you.
I will take it. If we bothered to outfit ourselves, I would have a cloak.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. That's completely fair.
All right.
All right. So, are you guys heading down the stairs? Good.
Let's go.
Let's do this then.
Oh no, a map.
Like, I want to be sure that I got it, right?
Wait.
Is it easy to rip the stitches out, or?
Uh-oh.
Typically.
Hey, I did a really good job with those stitches.
Whoops.
Actually, I need to. Oh, this is fine.
Get my manacles back up. Can't believe that.
Let me fix these tokens.
Strength is my dump stat. I cannot believe that happened.
You got your nat 20. That's
On
impressive.
both. Like, not just the strength roll, but like the damage roll too. I was like, watch it be a 1 is what I was saying in my head. Like 20 strength, but
pretty
very
incredible.
That was insane. I've been hitting the gym. That's what that is.
All that time on the road.
Yeah.
Oh, Saoirse, like protecting Saoirse just lights a fire in your ass. That's what's going on.
Nobody touches baby. Protect baby.
Genesis rage.
Protect one of the babies
That
because
pirates is-
listeners,
that's
the
why
other
the
baby.
pirates are-
And also, it's interesting that Red Ribbon, the text
that?
in Red Ribbon
Pirates.
mentions the listener. If you read it.
But
And, like, the irony is not lost on me, you know?
Some other men with the pirates. Name the pirates.
I don't know if that was intentional or not, but, you know.
That's why.
Well, Church came up with one, I came up with the others, so just a lovely coincidence.
Woohoo!
And
Everything
me,
on my screen right now.
Pirates,
yeah, and me
you
pressing
wanna
red ribbon
be-
was completely accidental. So
My turn.
I was going for the eye by my songs and clicked the
You
name
want
instead.
strawberries? Yum 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 yum.
Boom. There we go.
Wow. You
So,
wanna hit
Ah,
my turn.
hopefully you guys can move your tokens. If not, let me know. I can fix that real quick.
I cannot.
Okay.
I can't either.
In that case, let me fix that real quick. Anyway, as you're coming down, this is what you see.
There's a lot of people. Alright.
Oh, that's what it is.
What are you playing? Playing?
So,
Okay.
You want to do something?
Oh,
Whoa!
that's a lot of folks.
You want to play right now?
that's just a couple. I always forget to do this.
The grid alignment.
Oh my lord, look at that nameplate.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
He has a long name. Don't
There we
speak
go.
of it.
Alright, you guys should be able to move them now.
Yep, I'm good.
Are we talking about one of the NPCs we're facing, or
There's a number of those.
are we talking about William Ignatius Abernathy Medicus Corridor?
That one.
Aw.
So, I don't know the order you guys came down. I know Genesis would be last, based upon her murder.
Wilhelm would probably be in front and I would be behind him. That's what I would assume.
There we go.
Listener is slow.
Alright, so as you're coming down the stairs, you see a full complement of Wraith Guard troops. Each one of them armed with a standard issue arquebus, gun shield, flintlock, and short sword. I'm going to say they don't notice you as you turn to come down the stairs right off the bat. So I will give you an opportunity to attempt to avoid this if you want to.
Yes, please.
Yes, I'd like
I
to.
am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate to spoil your work getting the tokens all set up, but
Oh no, I
you
don't
know.
mind.
I'd really rather not.
I mean, they're making their way towards the stairs either way. They heard somebody shouting.
I have a. This is probably gonna be a no, but I have to ask a question. Can I use my rustic hospitality to find us cover in one of the adjoining rooms?
That. I would say that might play into it depending on what door you knock on, but that's a thin one.
We had. Okay, that's not gonna work. We had adjacent rooms, right? We were in Wilhelm's. The scream came from Wilhelm's room. We could duck into Saoirse's room, where we just were, and avoid this too. That's
Possibly.
another plan.
They won't know what room it came out of. They'll just bust into them all.
I will say that there are at least 7 or 8 dead patrons on the floor of this, as you get a
And
view.
filling the street outside.
Yeah, these guys have been busy and not in a pleasant way.
Okay, what do I need to do to avoid this?
Out of a window upstairs.
Right?
Yes,
Okay.
back upstairs.
What's the worst?
That's
that
what
could
we do.
happen? Genesis turned sideways.
Little
to
falling
bolt.
damage.
I
It's not like you have any trauma associated with jumping from buildings.
No, not at all.
Oh no, not at all. Not with this character. No.
No.
Did you read my backstory? What happened here?
Yeah, might be a little psychological damage from jumping out of a window too.
Wait a minute. Listener, have you read my backstory?
You told us your backstory.
Oh. When was this? That's insane. Okay. All right. Well.
All right.
Well.
So, you guys turn the corner on the stairs. Begin your descent. Wilhelm, you were the first to look out. You see dead and bleeding patrons all over the floor of the place. Wraithguard soldiers that you recognize as your countrymen, basically standing over them, prodding them with swords and sticking each one of the corpses to make sure they're dead. So I'm going to let you go first as far as what you're doing exactly. So fill me in.
Scooby-Doo running music. Let's get out of here.
give me one moment. There's something that just occurred to me.
All right.
We didn't roll stealth for this, did we? Do we need to do that? Does everybody
No.
need to roll stealth?
Only one of you rolled stealth.
Okay.
It wasn't a tremendous roll, but he rolled.
I did. It's an appropriate roll.
Does that matter, or I'm way in the back, so I don't know if it will matter at this stage.
But depending on how Wilhelm reacts, will determine kind of how it cycles back through the line.
All right.
I want tell them all to start going back up.
All right. How are you telling
That
them?
is the move.
I kind of lean back, whisper to Sorsha, and have Sorsha bring them up. And then I am gonna try something.
We're playing that game where one person whispers something to the next, and on down the line, you see what it is by the end.
Yes, and once I see them all start moving back up the stairs, I am actually gonna start heading down the stairs.
Is anybody not following his advice?
I'm following his advice, but I am going to, in as much as I can, like, so Wilhelm sees me, but like the Wraithguard doesn't notice me. Like, I'm just going to look at him and like kind of just use my hand and motion him to come up with us, just because I've seen so many, like, well, we see so many people dead that the Wraithguard just appear to be just killing on sight without a thought, that I don't want anything to happen to Wilhelm.
Fair.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking backwards to make sure that the babies are okay, and I notice that Wilhelm's not coming with us, and I'm like, come on, like, slight head tilt, like, come on. I'm not gonna like yell for you, but
You gonna throw your flip flop at him?
grabbing hand motions. Come on.
Listener has a great trick for this. Opens up the line of communication with Wilhelm.
Oh, there you go.
They do not seem talkative.
They follow rules. I am going to use the right of my birth
Can
to get them to allow me to go through and have them focus on me.
I have a question for you, Church.
All right.
Listener read the collection of books he looted from that library as we fled across the wasteland, leaving a scattered trail of them. Would any of them have been on Bechtlerite law?
Yeah.
The vast library.
I mean, it would have been outdated a bit. Actually, a pretty good bit. But for the most part, yeah, you get a basic understanding of the principles of their, at least pre-Blight law.
Does it typically permit for the wholesale slaughter of a town?
In defense of the nation, yes. But once again, we are reaching back a ways.
Quite a ways. Listener was performing an evaluation to see if, like, these people are, by their own lights, behaving normally. So perhaps that should be a roll to check. Who knows? Are these guys inside or outside the bounds of normal, legal by the Becht Empire standards behavior?
While murder is still definitely illegal, if it is in pursuit of the ideals of the Wraith Guard, for instance, they are allowed to mete out justice, especially in the fringe territories, because it's just near impossible for them to drag back somebody to stand before trial.
All right, final warning, since I don't want to take up more time than a turn should really take, to Wilhelm. Seems a great many corpses to put your faith in the law.
Not exactly.
I hate to think this is common. Like I'm ducking behind a stairwell. Like I've gone back up the stairs because I was the last one up, and I'm just like peeking around the corner. Like, are you serious?
But having deployed the warning, listener continues upstairs. The connection's open if you desire to respond.
Okay.
You all continue moving. Best case scenario, I believe that I can use my nobility, get myself through. Worst case scenario, keep going.
You're also wanted, so bear that in mind. And I think Wilhelm would know this as well.
Well, Wilhelm didn't say he's going to be himself. He's just going to be nobility.
All right, so you stride down the stairs boldly?
Yes, I stop acting. I hold them. Seems to. I start acting like the way I was raised.
All right, so you.
I don't hear any of this, do I? I'm up here. So.
You can kind of still hear what's going on.
I heard nobility, but that's it. I don't know what that means.
You didn't hear shit. He was talking to listener.
I'm
just saying the distance away I am.
You stride down. The moment you step out into view, they take positions. All of them immediately plant their gun shields and draw barrels of their arquebuses at you. This one barks at you to get down on your knees and put your hands behind your head.
I am going to use my position of privilege. People assume I have the right to be wherever I am, and common folk make effort to accommodate me and avoid my displeasure. How dare you stop me?
So
I am a lord. What gives you the right to stop me? Get out of my way and let me through.
So you're going for an intimidation.
Yeah.
They want to bear those papers, by the way.
Oh, it's all in the bearing and the accent.
And I am a lord. This is what I was raised.
All right. Is this your background?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
A position of privilege from my noble background.
Okay. All right. Okay. He shouts at you again to get down on your knees and put your hands behind your bed, but also says you better be able to prove your identity.
I am a noble. Dare you speak to me that way? What is your name?
Show the papers.
He's trying to get out of it without showing the papers because the papers have his real name.
He says, my name is I have an arquebus aimed at your head. Last warning.
Dare you?
Oh no, no.
While this is ongoing, we're fleeing, by the way.
All right. So you guys are running?
The worst case scenario, I am the distraction to give them time.
Where is he?
I want to say that part out loud to the rest of them. They'd freak out, but yes.
No. No.
If you stand down, I will not contact your supervisors.
Come on.
If I blow you away here, you won't have a supervisor to talk to. So, are you going to comply? Last chance.
I am.
Running. Run for
I'm like I said. I'm trying to intimidate them.
Okay.
You
In
can
that
probably
case,
buy more time if you're not killed.
the three of you, are you bolting or are you walking?
Moving at a reasonable pace, but like...
Are you bolting at listener
Listener.
speed?
Exactly.
Run with him.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
slow.
In that case, what are you heading to?
So, from seeing the tower and from walking around in it, does it seem likely that any of the windows on the second floor are closer to the ground due to the collapse of the tower?
Not really, but because of the gradient, you might be able to slide down a little ways along the curve before it actually drops.
Where would be the best place to do that from? Would it make sense to break into another room or to exit via one of the rooms we have access to already?
They're more than likely going to give you the same angle of departure.
Then whichever is closest.
Okay. Well, in that case, about this time, you're just getting around to the closest door.
I guess we go through it.
All right, so you guys are going through the door. Wilhelm? All right, let's see some intimidation roll.
All right. Now, like I said, I am using the Lord ability.
Okay. I would normally give you an advantage for that, but they have no way of knowing who you are at this point. As far as name, like you haven't said a name or shown any proof of ID or anything, and they wouldn't know you by your face except for potentially that you're wanted.
Well, I don't need to show them anything. Alrighty. Oh.
Hey, not bad.
All right.
All I'm doing is walking. I'm gonna walk up.
Facing as shit.
I belong there, and I don't need to answer to them.
All right, are you still walking forward?
Yeah, I am gonna keep going because this is my right to be.
All right. They are starting to look a little nervous.
You may follow me if you wish, but I am leaving here.
All right. Yeah, you shook them. That's actually a pretty decent roll. You shook them. All right, so they're not like lowering their weapons, but you can see that they are shaken. The one that was talking, this guy here, comes out from around his shield and straps his arquebus back over his shoulder and pulls a pistol and says, "I need to see your papers."
I don't need to show you anything. Now, if you are worried about me, you are more than welcome to accompany me. But I am leaving here now. And I am going to keep going. Oz not going to give him any chance. I'm just going to keep...
Give me one more intimidation roll, because this is their commander.
Can I get... Because now
Can
I
we
have done it?
spend our party luck point?
But you still haven't said a name. But yeah, you can spend a party luck point.
Okay. I would like to...
You had
Give them-
forgotten we had those stocked, didn't you?
18.
Alright. Alright, so he looks at you and says, "Alright, fine, but the gates are locked down. You're not getting out of the city either way. If I find out you've lied, I'm coming looking for you."
That is fine. I'm sure you'll be able to find me. Look for the finest establishment, because this is obviously not it. And walk out the door.
Alright.
He did it.
Alright, so Wilhelm walks out the door, brushing past the two Wraith Guard soldiers in his way.
He did it when you've got it like that.
So, if you guys slide along the gradient, to get down, there's still going to be a drop, but it's going to be 15 to 20 feet versus 30 to 40.
I'll take it.
I'll take it.
So you guys dropping 15?
Hell yes.
Yeah.
All right. Give me acrobatics checks.
I love those. Those are my favorite.
Ooh.
Oh! Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Oh no, your leg.
I was last, so I can't catch you.
All right.
I did marginally better.
I gotta check something real quick.
Didn't roll a nat
Okay.
1 though.
Don't even look at this.
All right.
Oh no.
Okay. So, listener,
Yo,
2 points of damage from the fall.
bear. I'm bruised. My pulp is bruised.
Sorsha, 1 point of damage, but you've sprained your ankle pretty bad. You're at half movement till you get that wrapped.
Okay. Well, it's okay because now I'm like.
You're hobbling a little. Master Miss, you managed to avoid damage.
Apart from the psychological.
Yeah, Genesis is physically okay.
Surprisingly.
Well, you've got experience. But no, you took no damage physically on the fall.
Okay, so initially I'm like haunted expression.
A little sweaty, a little shaky.
Yeah, and then I managed to,
You see Sorsha sprain her ankle, fall kind of hard.
and suddenly I become able to do the thing.
Um,
Like, all right,
as-
I'll help you.
As you gather her up and listener kind of gets up, you guys hear like Wilhelm as he busts through the front door, like, "I'll be in the finest establishment in town if you want to find me. It's obviously not this place." And just bursts right through the door.
Wow.
Saoirse kind of looks back at him like with her eyebrow a little raised, like Wilhelm.
The chutzpah.
Membership has its privileges.
Mm.
I am Becklerite nobility. That was what I was raised to do. I just don't like doing it.
Wow.
You love to see this kind of thing work out.
Wow.
We were in viewing distance of the gate here at this inn,
Yes,
if I
you're
remember right.
across the plaza.
Is it, in fact, barred?
It is shut tight. In fact, there's another contingent of Wraith Guard on the gate. The Ventrites aren't there anymore.
Listener links up to Wilhelm. My friend, let us go to ground. Further in the city.
Yeah. Gentlemen inside said that they have blocked off the city, so somewhere else would. And I would recommend not coming close to me until we are well out of eyesight. Because I guess they're watching me.
Oh, yes. Like hawks.
That's
Then
right, I
we
keep
shall
the
leave.
nobility block.
Yeah?
So,
Strutting.
listener sort of lifts up the other two if they haven't made it off the ground yet, and says to them one at a time, "We must move. Wilhelm follows, but he is watched."
So,
I reply back to listener. I'm going to need you and Genesis to carry me under each arm. I sprained my ankle pretty badly.
Can I,
Lift the Sorsha.
so
Can I lift the baby?
So real quick. Now, Wilhelm, you don't need to make this because you wouldn't notice anything over the sound of your testicles dragging along behind you. But the rest of you, if you would, please give me a perception check.
It's okay. We'll wait you. Gotta go.
Okay. As you are kind of trotting off, kind of circling around the plaza to try and meet up with Wilhelm out of sight, Sorsha, you get this chilling sensation like somebody is watching you, and it's just like you just have this feeling of malice and hatred just wash over you. Something is watching you, and it is not good.
I relay this to listener and Genesis.
Listener has a suspicion, and he looks back for a familiar spirit.
Nope. No, not that one.
No?
I mean, he
Glances around, living and dead in the general environment.
There's a lot of spirits here. Some of them are watching you. Some of them are going through the motions. Some are doing their own thing, but nothing really stands out.
Little one, we will just have to be cautious.
Wow. You like this?
Indeed, I don't get a very good feeling from this at all.
I'm a dinosaur.
I'm gonna try to ping listener, see if I can. I don't even know if that'll work. Be like,
well, the Wraith Guard aren't coming out of the inn.
I think generally speaking, it doesn't, given that I'd started talking to Sorsha.
just repeating the word in my head. Listener, 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 listener.
Here, let's.
I was gonna say is you guys could circle around and meet up safely in one of the alleyways nearby. They're not coming out of the inn, and the ones on the gate haven't noticed you. So.
Yeah. Listener had said, "We'll lead the way, you follow," and had made off to some place where we could meet up.
Right. So you're babes in a new land as far as Abattoir. You're completely unfamiliar with the city. You've been through the plaza, and you've gotten to the inn, and that's about the extent of it. It's a decent-sized little town. Most of it's residential. There's little suburbs all over. of ramshackle houses that are just thrown together with bits of basically
A classic
detritus.
shantytown.
Yeah. There is a couple sections you can see in the distance where the houses are slightly better built, like they're actually built into some of the pre-existing ruins that were less damaged, I guess you could say. You don't get a lot of notice unless you're trying to draw attention. Occasionally people will notice listener and kind of give you the side eye, but beyond that, it's you're a novelty.
Holy shit, that guy's tall.
Yeah, you're just kind of a novelty wherever you go.
Master Miss spamming the rustic hospitality.
Are you gonna try?
Let me get some rustic hospitalities in chat.
Are you gonna try to get in with someone, or?
I was gonna try and meet up with Wilhelm, and then I was actually gonna suggest we call off the night session there on yet another lovely cliffhanger.
That's fine.
Yeah.
If we can meet up with him and find like the nearest building and find refuge there, since I can do that.
Yeah.
Then that would keep us safe for the night.
I'll tell you what. Let's say that we're about to, because that will require at least a little bit of role play. And depending on, there's a chance you could get someone that's just hostile towards you.
And also for the night, it's still like bright, like we just woke up not all that long ago.
Yeah, it's still morning.
All
right. So yeah, no, that's cool.
I can vibe check to look for somebody that would be hospitable first, and that might give me a little bit of an advantage to it.
Or we could just find a deserted building and camp out. None of these complicated living people.
I was actually going to recommend we go to the Benevolist, since they are neutral. But yeah.
We could talk about that.
That's an
I
idea.
think that definitely.
Yeah. No, that's good. And I want to thank you guys immensely for figuring out my spy.
Sometimes you just roll big. Sometimes we just got Master Miss in the house.
No, actually, you guys, I know it wasn't a terribly exciting session. It was a lot of, role play and talking, but you guys actually played it off remarkably smart tonight. You saved yourselves from some real big future dangers, like the spy. That was a smart timing to use the ability and an amazing roll. So,
yeah,
because he was about to turn on you hard.
The deepest cover on Earth.
Oh yeah. But at the same time, I guess now you know kind of what you're up against too.
Surgically altering his ears, like now I'm going to be sus of like any Shonakesian I come across.
Oh, by the end of chapter 2 here, you guys are going to be paranoid.
Extra sus. You know what's fun though? Listener didn't get a chance to check, but he was going to. He's going to ask Wilhelm. That first guy seemed like he actually was Shonakesian, though.
I never inspected his body because he was dead.
I know, but like...
he was a musician.
Listener, he was a musician for one thing, and that's pretty rare outside of the Shonakesians. And also, he gave a very Shonakesian answer while literally dead to the question, what's the difference between the living and the dead?
He sang. You said he sang.
He sang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was a musician.
He's already dead. You think he's keeping up the lie?
I know, but like, if he wasn't a real Shonakesian, then like, wouldn't his spirit be that of a human too, or would it reflect any surgical alterations he did to himself?
It's hard to say, because the scars probably carried over, but the surgery might have as well. It depends on the spirit, I suppose. But nobody really.
This is a whole new
enough.
field of study, you see.
Plus, the first guy actually was a Shonakesian.
Yeah, knew it. Knew it.
It's just
There we go.
just to throw it out there, because there's no way you could go back and know. And as much as I'd love for you guys to wonder evermore, I'll throw you that little bone. He was a Shawneekeesian, which opens up a whole new.
Yes, it does
Yeah.
present the notion that this operation maybe was a burnt crow operation. We just happened to get one real operative and one undercover guy.
Oh yes, onion layers. Gotta love it.
Spies and spies and spies.
Yes. So I want to
Closed.
congratulate you on subjugating my spy and circumnavigating what could have been a really dangerous fight.
Yeah. Whew.
We haven't had a good proper gunfight. I had my hopes up.
We don't have a good proper gun.
All right.
Well, you wanted a group who could play it safe, play it smart, and that is what we are doing.
I know, and honestly, in all honesty, like I mean, like congratulations on that. I'm proud of my little team here. If we were playing a tournament, like I would be over the moon right now, because you guys would have just scored a ridiculous amount of points.
Do we have better than a D6 damage die between us?
I don't know. Well, actually, Wilhelm could potentially. He knows how to use a firearm. He just chooses not to.
Actually, I think I have it too. I think I'm currently in possession of it.
Yeah, I think you are.
Oh, that's right. You got a Sugnax gun.
Yeah.
Well, so hopefully next time we get together, we'll have either Drago or Adetz or Vanwarin or all three with you. And just in case things do get hairy, because they're your damage dealers.
I can do a D8. I have a quarterstaff I can wield two-handed. There we go.
Hey,
There you go.
For all intents and purposes, I do have proficiency with hand crossbows and rapiers. I should probably pick up a weapon myself, if only for my own self-defense.
Well, you can go through here. Oh, the Morning Star.
I dropped my stick with fish on it like a long time ago now.
Oh yeah, it'd probably be a little ripe by now.
That's more damage.
Should I get a bomb?
Well, here, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the stream off. Thank you for joining
Farewell.
us. It's been fun. We'll see you next
Good
week.
night, everyone.